Are you carrying the world on your shoulders, or are you lightening up the weight so you can grow through expansion? So, hello, awakening stars. We are live, and today is the 777 portal. And I wanted to do this live to talk about the full moon portal as well, and what are the energies that are activating, which are very interesting, very strong. And as always, this is a great opportunity. We had the full moon in Capricorn, and it was right after the summer solstice, which was quite powerful. And the first thing is that it's in the decan of Leo. And so here, the tendency would be to try to take the role of the father and the king and trying to be on top of everything. And this is like the fastest way to burn yourself out, because it's going to feel like a lot of hard work and that it's not getting really the results that you want. So I would invite you in this moment, instead of forcing yourself on the outside world, which is like we see that something is not working maybe, or it looks like it's not working, and then we try to push more. And that's what Capricorn tends to do, like improve things more and more and more. This is not working, so I'm going to improve more, so I'm going to make more effort. And so the answer that we receive when we do that tends to be like, it's too much. It feels like it's too much. So this moment, it's more for going within, looking within, because the matrix, the illusion, it's outside, right? And so when we try to engage outside, when something, it doesn't look like what we expected, we get back more of what we don't want usually. So the idea here is that it goes into the purpose of this moon, it goes into Sagittarius in the decan of Taurus. And here the stillness, we find it in the joy inside. But it's very difficult to connect with the frequency of joy, which is really high, when you are trying to manage and micromanage so many things on the outside. It doesn't work that way, because that is a lot of left hemisphere energy. And right now we need to go into the feminine and to balance both energies. So the idea is that this energy on an unconscious level is in Scorpio. So we have again, and Pluto is retrograding. This is really a major point. That's what mainly I wanted to talk today, because we had the event of the year, which I already talked about in the video about the astrology of March, which is basically the astrology of 2023. I encourage you to watch it again in this moment. I just did it. And so we basically started the year on March, and we started the year with Pluto getting into Aquarius after 20 years in Capricorn. And so we had like an advance, like a preview, a trailer of what's Pluto in Aquarius gonna look like. But it just came back right after the solstice. I think it was, yeah, in the new moon it was already back into Capricorn, in the 29th degree of Capricorn. And we'll have it there until January of next year. And I don't know how it played out for me, but for me it was extreme. It was very clear because it was when I moved to Ibiza and then I came back. So here the idea is that we come back in touch with this unconscious energy, with this shadow, and so we come from the full moon in Sagittarius, which was like, it was very easy to project expectations outside. And then when we come into Capricorn, it's like a moment of coming back to reality, or a reality check. And it's more like reviewing everything that it's not really, that doesn't look like it's working. So it can feel a lot like disappointment. And these are the moments when it's most important to hold the frequency, because it's in a transition point. Because we come back for review of these energies that can be very strong, especially for those like me that are from the generation of the beginning, like the late 80s, beginning of 90s. Because we have a lot of transpersonal planets, and sometimes personal planets as well, in Capricorn. So we all this generation carry a lot of karmic templates, karmic debt, and that can manifest in different ways depending on the house you have it. So for example, for me it's in the cusp of the second house, so this is all about financials in my case, and family finances as well, because Capricorn, it's very related to tradition, to inheritance, to following the father line as well. And so this comes up for review, and I would like you to leave this more from as an opportunity, because this is like for good. Like it's the year, it's from here to the end of the year. We have 6 months. Yeah, we have 6 months that we can really clear a lot. And I feel this is clearing distortions on growing up and what it means to grow up. Because I started the year, like this video of the March astrology, talking about I have some bugs in here, talking about growing up with Saturn, which is the ruler of Capricorn. And so there are a lot of distortions on maturity, and we tend to think like it is based, we tend to project it on the illusion, we tend to think that it is based on things, on external things, that we have certain things and then it means that we grew up because we have a mortgage or whatever. It means that we grew up. Whatever it is for you, it can be many distorted beliefs. And so I would invite you to review those, because that's when true expansion can happen, because Capricorn, it goes into Sagittarius in sidereal. So the true purpose is expansion. That's true growth. When we stop trying to have this expectation fulfilled by outside circumstances, and we go inside and we are able to grow into the places where we need to expand, where we are not making decisions that allow us to grow. And so first we come in touch with, like through the inverted mirrors, we come in touch with where we need to mature, where we need to grow up. And so instead of feeling like something is missing outside, see what needs to change inside. Because many times, well, always, like the outside is just going to reflect the inside. And it is very interesting because I was watching this show called Shadow and Bone, and it is very interesting something that he says, like there is like the summoner of the sun, and then there is the summoner of the shadow, and they have an interesting dynamic. And then when she's about like to kind of like destroy him, he says like, be careful, because when you get rid of me, they'll come to you, the shadows. And so I feel this is the moment we are now, because I feel like we kind of projected like our big dreams outside. This is the moment where there is this feeling kind of disappointment, of happiness, of what it's not, it looks like it's not working. And then it's like, it feels like the shadows are coming back, but they are not coming back for you to just get into this pessimism of Capricorn, that it's one way it can manifest, or this like depression and so on. Although it's important to allow all the emotions to come through, but truly the purpose is to come back to joy. But to come back to that frequency first, like what it's not that needs to go. So it feels like a step backwards. But truly, to jump forward, which would be like from January of next year, when we fully get into Aquarius, and that it's just another story. This will be much more clear, since we already like faced it fully. And so I feel like the dynamic has a lot to do with this, like with the dance between Jupiter and Saturn, and these are the social planets. And so we can feel it as well in the group that we are part of, in our families and so on, because it feels like the pull between tradition and what we come to bring to the world. It feels like, okay, like my family wants this from me, but I want to, like my mission in the world, my soul mission is something else. And so it feels like we are balancing those two, so we can like truly like find the middle path to be able to truly like reconciliate our practical life on earth and the practicality of life, because Capricorn is an earth sign, and the expansion, the soul, what the soul is meant to give here, to add to the planet, to humanity. And so that's on idea level, and then it comes a practice. And so to me it's a lot a moment of observation. In a way, we came here as watchers first, and change can only happen as a reflection of the change that is happening inside. But to change anything inside, first we have to become truly aware of it. And maybe it feels like, okay, this pattern again, like it feels repetitive. But these months from March to here, you probably can see a lot in there. This trimester, these 3 months of spring, you can probably integrate a lot of energy from that may be still manifesting on a shadow level. And so you can harvest that energy for new creation. But it's probably a moment where we're in Cancer, the sun is in Cancer, so we are kind of incubating. And so before that can manifest outside, it's probably wise to take some time to digest it, which is what Cancer rules, digestion. And then it can transform into something else. But I wouldn't say it's a moment of heavy action, and that probably leads to more burnout. So keep your eyes open and receive, because there is a lot of new frequencies coming into the planet. And that's the thing as well. We have the Portal 77 today. It's a portal, so remember, this is an opening. It's not like just today. It's an opening that we are opening to another level of the game. And so I would say this is like we are expanding into the playground of infinity. But we come from humanity, from a lot of humanity. And so it takes like a transition process of truly receiving that. And I also have been feeling a lot of pain in my body, because that's how first, like, you first get these frequencies into your body, and your body feels like it's a new frequency, it's something like external, and so it takes some time to process and really integrate that. So I would say that to take some time to really integrate the frequencies, to relax, to feel into them, to consciously let them in, and anything that brings up that's in the way of that, to clear that distortion. And to wonder what it truly means to grow up. And this is something that I also watched this movie, Wendy and Peter Pan, and I was actually talking about Peter Pan in the March Astrology video. And to me, the trip to Ibiza was a lot like that. It was a lot like going to Neverland and then coming back. And then in the movie, you can see how Wendy, it's like they want her to be the mother of the lost kids. But there she realizes she's just a kid. And then she can come back and truly grow up by realizing where she's still a kid and where she actually needs to make the decision of saying, okay, maybe I'm not ready for that. Maybe I need to come back with my parents and actually like take the time that I need to become that person. And instead of taking care of someone else, taking care of myself. That's truly grow up. Because it is very easy in the 3D to get lost in the illusion of believing that there's someone else that needs me. And that's also like the Cancer and Capricorn pool, which is the family pool, of there's someone else that needs me, and get into this story and getting lost in it and not truly helping. Because the first person that you need to take care of is yourself. And then when you grow up, maybe then, when you already put your mask on yourself first, maybe then you can help someone else, but from another frequency, not from compensation, not from believing there's something wrong, because there isn't. Everything is perfect. And anytime you don't realize of that, there's something you need to review inside, to accept it with unconditionality. And then you are back to the truth, which is love, because there is only love. So that's the reflection of today. Enjoy the frequencies of the 777 portal. I think I said one extra. And I'll see you in the next video. Also, inviting you to watch that video and to subscribe to my email list, where you'll get updates of each moon phase, and also all the live links, the replays, and so on. And also the Sensitive Soul Awakening Roadmap, which is a free training for sensitive souls awakening in this moment. And so, bye bye, Awakening Star, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.